Thank you for joining us for the next iteration of Cambium Connections. Our theme today is, if it can be wireless, it will be wireless. When the wired and wireless alternatives have similar performance and reliability, wireless generally wins due to convenience and cost. This is exactly what's happening at the edge of the network. Wireless technologies are advancing faster than most people realize. When people think of wireless, they think of mobile or Wi-Fi as a complement to wired networks. However, the lines between these three are blurring. As wireless standards and chipsets advance, radio and software innovations layered on top are delivering huge leaps in capabilities. Wireless solutions can now be both a true alternative as well as an enhancement to wired networks. We are on the cusp of a new generation of wireless connectivity that is going to enable exciting new applications and use cases that most of us haven't even imagined possible in a wireless world. The timing couldn't be better, given the dramatic increase in demand for broadband performance in the home and accelerating digital transformation initiatives in the commercial and public sector areas. Given our theme, I will start with a brief journey back in time. The first cellular phone call was made by a Motorola researcher in 1973, just a little under 50 years ago. Think about what's happened since then. As of 2020, more than 50% of US households utilized only mobile phones. There are roughly 14 billion mobile phones in use worldwide. Effectively, the global telecommunications industry has shifted from wired to wireless in just 2 generations. Meanwhile, wired Ethernet ports on end-user devices are becoming a thing of the past. Smartphones and tablets never had Ethernet ports. Now, even new laptops are being delivered with wireless-only connectivity. The evolution of Wi-Fi to a ubiquitous form of end-user data access and mobile dominance over landline telecommunications are excellent examples of the compelling economics and demand for wireless connectivity. If it can be wireless, it will be wireless. We believe in that. Today, we are going to be sharing our vision of multi-gigabit wireless connectivity at the edge of the network. Whether it is campus area networks needing high-speed connectivity everywhere, or enterprises and service providers looking for an alternative to fiber broadband with 5G fixed, or service providers seeking economical ways to close their last-mile gaps at the lowest possible cost and fastest possible time to market, and helping to eliminate the digital divide. I'll briefly review the trends driving demand and the enabling technologies that are making these innovations possible. Then my team will dig a little deeper into each topic. We are also very fortunate to be joined by customers and partners who will share their first-hand experiences with these new wireless solutions. Demand for bandwidth continues to explode. As people continue to work, learn, and play online from home, our broadband service providers are under tremendous pressure to deliver faster speeds to their existing customers. Meanwhile, hard-to-reach addresses are also expecting ever higher speed service, whether they are in a remote village or farm or living in fiber-unfriendly environments such as historical cities. Location no longer matters when it comes to customer needs and expectations. The challenges these providers are facing are twofold. One, competition is driving average revenue per user down. Second, while demand for coverage and performance is increasing capital and operating costs. Meanwhile, our enterprise and public sector customers are being driven to accelerate their digital transformation initiatives. These are focused on improving labor productivity, guest, student, patient experiences, industrial process control, or smart city services. In addition, these customers are increasingly concerned about physical security in their cities and campuses. People and assets need to be secured everywhere. Key challenges faced by these organizations are: fiber is not everywhere. There is a lot of fiber out there, but it's not always where it needs to be. Existing broadband infrastructure is at capacity and has become the bottleneck. This group has tried to close the broadband gap using outdoor Wi-Fi mesh with mixed results. Over the last 18 months, these challenges have become more urgent than ever. In addition to cost, time is becoming a critical factor in network architecture decisions. Waiting for new fiber deployments is often not an option. We now have new construction materials to help address these challenges. The category of materials is our multi-gigabit wireless fabric for the edge of the network. Multi-gigabit wireless can now reach from a few meters to a few kilometers. Steel and copper wire were both disruptive materials when they were invented. Steel was a key enabler for the emergence of large cities. Wires strung on poles and later buried in the ground have revolutionized communications. In fact, communications are such an important lifeline. People will do whatever it takes to build out their communications infrastructure, as you can see here. The emergence of new wireless communication standards has unleashed massive innovation. Most significant are the 3GPP standard for mobile infrastructure and unlicensed standards for Wi-Fi, including 2.4 and 5 GHz and now 6 GHz bands. These have come industry standards chipsets from companies like Qualcomm. Their massive economies of scale have benefited the entire industry by driving down the cost. These standards and chipsets are the raw materials that Cambium is using to build new wireless construction materials for our customers. Those construction materials include broadband served from high or low elevations and high-speed indoor or outdoor Wi-Fi. Our multi-gigabit wireless fabric makes these construction materials easy to deploy and exceptionally affordable to operate. Now I'll go a bit deeper and share exciting technical innovations that are enabling the creation of both fiber-like speed and reliability with fantastically low total cost of ownership for wireless broadband. Software-defined radio, it gives us a lot of flexibility, especially as you deploy networks. State-of-the-art beamforming. Matt will elaborate on the importance of this in our fixed 5G solutions section. Massive MU-MIMO, we are a world leader. We released 14x14 massive MIMO product called Medusa in 2015. Shared spectrum access with our CBRS algorithms. High performance millimeter wave with our 60 GHz product and 28 GHz fixed 5G product come in Q4. Later in the event, Rad will elaborate on use cases in campus area networks, and Scott will describe the opportunities to extend fiber networks using this technology. These are the building blocks of the future. You want to listen, you want to learn and apply in your applications. Ease of deployment and operations, they are hallmark Cambium differentiation. Single pane of glass from our CN Maestro, very cloud savvy, managing all complex technologies. We demystify complexity with this ease of deployment and ease of management. Predictive supportable tools for all of our products. Turning to the world of Wi-Fi, we are also innovating to deliver cost and performance advantages. Unified, centrally managed solutions. And you'll note, if we use the same management for Wi-Fi and fixed wireless and campus switching as well, it makes very easy to deploy a network. So you can mix and match to meet your specific needs. You can have purpose-built network for your applications. Multi-radio design. Rad will talk about how this approach enables you to evolve your network at the pace that makes sense for you, again, for your purpose-built network. Software-defined radios. We leverage our software-defined radio strategy across both fixed wireless and Wi-Fi. Automation, security, and application intelligence on top of these solutions make it very easy for you to, again, customize and build your purpose-built network. In campus area network session, Rad will go into more detail about why this architecture matters, why it gives you maximum flexibility, and is highly distributed architecture. As I stated at the beginning, we are seeing the convergence of fiber and wireless into hybrid networks. Again, mix and match. Bring the best technology for the application you have. Time and cost pressures are causing more and more enterprises and network operators to take advantage of wireless to close their fiber gaps. With multi-gigabit wireless broadband, operators can deliver affordable 100 megabit service to rural addresses, extend their fiber network in days rather than months, backhaul high volume of mission-critical data requiring low latency, enable next-generation interactive enterprise applications. Multi-gigabit wireless broadband looks just like outdoor Wi-Fi to the network administrator, which means you can manage it just like you manage Wi-Fi, single pane of glass across the network. If it can be wireless, it will be wireless. In closing, the industry is on a journey towards pervasive wireless connectivity. The economics and convenience cannot be denied. Our strategy to enable this journey hinges on these principles: multi-gigabit speed, automated planning, ease of deployment and operations, speed to service, affordability. As you look at all of these are key differentiations, and the digital inclusion projects across the world, across by all governments, they will benefit from this. The new building materials are here now, and more are on the way. I hope you find the detailed presentations from Cambium team, as well as our customers and partners, very valuable. I look forward to the conversation during the question and answer section of this presentation and the panel at the close of the event. Thank you very much for listening.